How often do we need to speak in front of people in a business environment? Probably even more so if you're a manager or a leader. Not every day, but maybe every week or every other week. However, it is always helpful to know how you can improve the organization of your message as much as possible. This is why today I will explain what you can do to improve the organization of your message to better your ability to get the message across to your audience. To do this, we will be going over 3 main points. We will talk about how to prepare a good opening, how to perfect and better understand the organization of the body of your speech, and finally, how to create a good closing message. First, we will discuss the opening. There are a few main items you need to focus on. These are all gone over in the acronym GATE. GATE stands for gain attention, arouse interest, tell them what you are going to tell them, and engage the audience. A good way to memorize this acronym is to think about opening a gate into a front yard, of a house, except you're opening the front gate of your intended message, presentation, or speech. First, G stands for gain interest. In order to make people want to listen to your speech, you're going to need to do something to gain their initial attention. Something that I like to do, if you did not notice in the beginning, is to open with a question. This actually takes care of 2 of the main points in GATE. The first being G, gain attention, and the second being E, engage the audience. It gains interest and engages the audience. Although, be careful, make sure that you make it clear whether or not you would like the audience to respond. This can help if maybe you're asking a question that they're supposed to respond to. Maybe you can say, with a show of hands, would be a good example. This is really just an expansion. Next, the A stands for arouse interest. This is really just an expansion from your attention grabber. After you gain their attention, you need to keep it by explaining why you need to give them this information in the presentation. Convince the audience that they need to listen to you and let them understand what you are explaining is important. This also ties into T, which just stands for tell them what you need to tell them. All the points can tie into each other if you do it right. If your message is important enough, you can just arouse interest by explaining your main point and why they are there. Finally, E stands for engage the audience. This can simply be done with, again, a question. Throughout this, you need to state the purpose, set the context of the speech, and preview the main 3 points using T, tell them. Next, we will talk about the body. The organization of the body is the most important part of your speech. It is where you actually get the point across. Focusing on and understanding the organization of your speech can help immensely in how effective your speech is. First, you need to understand what organizing triad you will be using. There are a variety of organizing triads, including PPP, which stands for point, 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 and PCS, which stands for problem, cause, solution. This decision needs to be based on the reason that you're actually doing the speech. PPP is a simple presentation where the body consists of 3 main points with supporting content for each point. This is a good triad to use for informative speeches. However, PCS would be used for trying to identify a solution to a current problem. It allows you to analyze a problem and what is causing it, then provide a solution to that problem, and in that order. After you figure out what triad to use, you then need to figure out what your 3 main points will be. You do not want more than 3 or 4 main points because your audience will not be able to hold on to too many points. So why waste your time? You want to take advantage of the power of 3. This means that doing things in 3s will allow your speech to feel more important. 3 is the magic number. This also fits in with why you should only have 3 main points. The audience will only ever want to and be able to take in more than 3 to 4 points. The audience will never be able to take in more than 3 to 4 points. Ending with a good closer is just as important as having a good introduction. This is the part of the speech that most people in the audience will remember more clearly. Another good acronym to remember is LAST. This acronym will allow you to create a well-rounded, effective closer that meets the needs of the speech. First, you want to link the closer to the opening. L. This not only reiterates what you have been talking about, but it also shows you, the speaker, that you are coming full circle and have stayed on track with your intended message. Next, the A stands for assure your purpose has been met. Did you want to persuade the audience to do something? Was this accomplished? To make sure, restate the need that needs to be met. Send a clue that you are closing. S. That is the final step. That is the second to final step. The audience needs to have known that you are planning to finish up soon. Give them some indication that this is happening. For me, I can usually tell someone is finishing up by a shift in their tone of voice, but just adding a little to finish up would not hurt either. Lastly, T stands for tell them. Go back over your 3 main points again. It is important to reiterate these multiple times to get the message across clearly. Today we have discussed how to prepare a good opening, how to perfect and better understand the organization of the body of your speech, and lastly, how to create a well-done closing. Even though we might not use this knowledge every day, it is helpful to know how you can improve the organization of your speech as much as possible. This is why today I have explained what you can do to improve your organization to allow the audience to capture your intended message perfectly.